Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand and welcome the Jockey Hollow class of 2022. Please remain standing while Mackenzie Rose Stepkowski leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we would like to invite the Jockey Hollow 8th grade chorus to perform the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Good evening. My name is Abigail Carey, and I'm an 8th grade teacher at Jockey Hollow. Welcome, Board of Education members, Superintendent Mr. Joseph Kabza, Assistant Superintendent Mr. John Ciccolini, district staff members, administration, Mr. Michael Crowley, Mrs. Laura Marr, Ms. Julia Strong, parents, grandparents, friends, and students to Jockey Hollow Schools 2022 Recognition Night. At this time, please welcome Mr. Michael Crowley, principal of Jockey Hollow School, who has a few remarks for the graduates.
Good evening, Superintendent Kabza, Assistant Superintendent Ciccolini, Board of Education Chairperson Ferris, Board of Education members, Representative Scott, fellow administrators, Jockey Hollow faculty, families, and most importantly, the Jockey Hollow class of 2022. Welcome to tonight's recognition ceremony. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to congratulate music teacher Amy Grasso, who will be retiring at the end of this week after 30 years in education. Monroe is also bidding farewell to this class's first principal at Jockey Hollow, my predecessor, Jack Ciccolini. Jack will be leaving Monroe after 36 years, having served as a music teacher, Fawn Hollow and Jockey Hollow principal, and finally as assistant superintendent. His influence on this district has been immeasurable, and his presence will be greatly missed come this fall. And a huge thank you to the entire faculty and staff of Jockey Hollow. Through another challenging year, they persevered and provided support, encouragement, and humor to their students, and certainly to me. They are the best in the business. Parents and families, thank you for all you've done to support this middle school community. Whether chaperoning trips to lake compounds, donating gift cards for raffles, filling our teacher room with K-Cups, thank you very much, and of course, for supporting the academic and emotional life of your child. your efforts played a vital role in getting us to tonight's ceremony. As most of you know, the mascot of Jockey Hollow is the lion, and we make a concerted effort to use feline imagery whenever we present an initiative or have to name an event. Parents have received the lion's share every Sunday evening. Students sign up for a pause, P-A-W-S, period every day, and we discuss the tenets of lion's pride, respect, responsibility, and safety, it seems on an almost daily basis. Besides taking pride in your work and every decision you make, there is another, and I'd argue, equally important definition to that word. A lion's pride is a group of lions who travel together. This natural social organization provides protection and allows the group to thrive. For many of you students, you have all been quite an impressive pride for 9 years, traveling together from kindergarten through your elementary and middle school grades. During that time, you have faced an uncharacteristically large amount of challenges, more so than any pride that has come before and will probably come after, let's hope. It is also no accident that the middle school model that you've all just experienced placed you in teams, and that every year a small group of teachers focused on your own academic, social, and personal growth. This structure allowed you to receive the support you needed and hopefully gave you a sense of belonging. The lessons that you learned while working together to succeed, despite the obstacles put in front of you, will serve you well as you enter high school. While the positive power of group structures is undeniable, I urge you to not allow yourselves to become defined by your chosen groups. Too often today, people place themselves in a specific category and don't see the perspectives or experiences of others. Remaining insulated and isolated from those you view as different or not belonging will prevent you from living the richest and most exciting life you can. So 8th graders, enter the next phase of your life knowing that the pride of Jockey Hollow teachers and administrators who led you through the last 3 years will always have your back and will never stop cheering you on. And yes, become part of the wonderful groups available to you in high school and beyond. But remember that the world is wide, and the more you experience, the happier you will be. Thank you, and congratulations, Jockey Hollow class of 2022. Every year, Jockey Hollow 8th graders are invited to submit a speech to be presented at the recognition ceremony. This year, 6 incredibly talented and brave students took up the challenge, and I thank them all for their commitment to their class. After what I've just spoken about, it's quite fitting that this year's speech will be given by a duo. I believe it's a first in Jockey Hollow history. So please welcome 8th graders Olivia Nanelle Cusa and Grace Elizabeth Kearney.
Good evening, everyone. We would like to welcome and thank each member of our administration team, Board of Education, and faculty for being here today. My name is Olivia Cusa.
And I'm Grace Kearney, and we're both so grateful to have been part of the Jockey Hollow Middle School community over the last 3 years.
Our middle school experience has been full of both high highs and the lowest of lows, but the time that we've spent here on this campus has been some of the best years of our lives.
However, one thing we can all agree on is that we've been through a lot in order to get to this stage today. 2 years ago, I would have never thought I would be sitting in bed, eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch, while also learning about the quadratic formula.
Other than memorizing equations, we've learned skills that we will carry throughout our entire lives. This year especially, we've learned how to respect each other as people, whether that was through wearing your mask or wearing an ugly outfit to school.
Our school experiences have given us endless opportunities and the privilege to explore our interests and take them to the next level.
We've had enriching experiences like building bridges out of popsicle sticks or solving murder mysteries in CSI STEM.
Our school has also helped us learn how to strengthen our community.
Whether it's cheering each other on at school basketball games
Or cheering each other on stage. Experiences like these are what have helped us to mature into such amazing,
creative,
talented,
strong,
educated,
confident,
gorgeous,
funny,
ambitious,
and outstanding students over the past 3 years.
We're all so excited about the freedom that comes with high school.
Even though the high schoolers might be dreading our arrival. But as excited as we are to start this new chapter in our lives, we will definitely miss our teachers dearly.
Over the past 3 years, we've grown so close and built such supportive and meaningful relationships with our teachers. Truthfully, it's so easy to recognize the impact these teachers have on their students.
We cannot thank them enough for the endless enthusiasm they bring to their teaching. We'd also like to thank our supportive families who are sitting in the crowd today.
Thanks for waking us up when we wanted more sleep,
Trying to figure out our math homework even when you were just as confused as we were.
and putting up with all the emails sent home about devious licks. Thank you, thank you.
Last, but most definitely not least, thank you to all the students for making our days so entertaining and worthwhile.
Looking out into this crowd of graduates, I'm sure the little sixth grader you once were would be so proud to see the wonderful role models you've all become today.
So, let's give a little round of applause to our teachers who've always stood by our sides, watching us and helping us grow.
To the families who are the very reason we are able to stand up here today,
And finally, to our fellow classmates for making middle school so special for every single one of us. Thank you.
thank you.
We'd like to now welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Joseph Kobza, Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you. That's a very difficult act to follow. Chairman Ferris, members of the Monroe Board of Education, State Representative Scott, Mr. Crowley, Assistant Superintendent Cecchini, my fellow Monroe administrators, members of the faculty, parents, guests, and members of the Jockey Hollow 8th grade class of 2022. I'm Joe Kobza, Superintendent of the Public Schools, and it's my pleasure to speak to you today to celebrate the culmination of your 3 years at Jockey Hollow Middle School. A couple of years ago on Father's Day, my daughters bought me a book of short stories, kind of a dad jokes book. There was one story that sticks out and offers some insight as you begin your journey to high school, and I thought I'd share it with you tonight. It goes like this. A barber's talking to one of his customers. "See that kid," he says, as he points to a 14-year-old standing outside the barber shop. "He is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch, I'll prove it to you." The barber takes out a $1 bill and a $5 bill and then calls the boy inside. He holds out both bills and asks, "Which one do you want?" The kid takes the $1 bill and leaves the shop. "See," laughs the barber, the dumbest kid in the world takes the $1 bill every time." A few minutes after the customer leaves the barber shop, he happens to see the boy coming out of an ice cream store. He goes over and asks, "If you don't mind my asking, why didn't you take the $5 bill?" The boy takes a lick of his ice cream cone and replies, "Because the day I choose the $5 bill, the game's over." So what's the moral of the story? Besides the fact that 14-year-olds are much smarter than we might give them credit for, the moral here is the power of delayed gratification. Psychologists define delayed gratification as the ability to postpone an immediate gain in favor of a greater and later reward. We live in a society filled with instant gratification, seemingly never-ending content on social media, Amazon packages that show up on your doorstep hours after ordering them, Instacart, Grubhub, Uber Eats. If you want something today, access has never been faster and easier. And while some of these things are fine and represent the convenience of living in the 21st century, I encourage you, like the boy in the story, to avoid the immediate gain for the greater, later reward. You will find that the greatest intellects, athletes, artists, musicians, performers, what have you, did not achieve their success by taking shortcuts or looking for the easy way out. They worked diligently at their craft, one day at a time, for years on end in some cases. That's how true greatness is achieved. In his book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell argues that it takes 10,000 hours of intensive practice to achieve mastery of complex skills and materials. Next year, you'll be moving to high school. For those of you who will be attending Massick, you will learn that we have 4 core values: passion, respect, responsibility, and perseverance. It's that last core value, perseverance, that gets at the heart of delayed gratification. Perseverance speaks to your ability to demonstrate grit and tenacity, to keep working in the face of adversity. Perseverance is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. To the 2022 8th grade class of Jockey Hollow, I say discover your passions and be extraordinary. I look forward to watching you continue on your path to greatness. Congratulations.
I would like to now introduce Jonathan Mercado, who will announce our PIN Award recipients.
At this time, we would like to recognize students who received PIN Awards earlier today. PIN Awards are awarded to students with the highest academic averages in specific subjects and unified art classes. Students, as your name is called to be recognized, please remain standing until all students in your subject area have been called. For Fundamentals of Algebra, Jeremiah Richard Purdy, Kyle Riccitelli, Georgia Frances Simmons, Claudia Jaroska, Madison Diana Wachowski, and Lillian Elizabeth Persico. For College Prep Algebra, Julia Natalia Jankowski, Abigail Tresser, Adeline Kellogg, Emma Rose Shepard, and Christopher Kenneth Hunt. For Honors Algebra, Emma Elizabeth Tresser. For Geometry, Chloe Shaw, Evie Jacqueline Villaverde, and Braden William Goyette. For Language Arts, Mary Kate Ann Boyle, Siobhan Francis Smith, TJ Lynch, Adeline Kellogg, Olivia Nanelle Kusa, and Lamy Grimet. For Science, Emma Elizabeth Tresser, Adeline Kellogg, Chloe Shao, Brady L. Ebner, Aryan Sharma, and Derek Todd Heffelfinger. For Social Studies, Emily Barnhart, Sienna Lynn Jones, Chloe Shaw, Evie Jacqueline Villaverde, Aryan Sharma, and Grace Elizabeth Kearney. For Spanish 1, Jimmy Bender, Miriam Catherine Rios, Videra Gomes Salas. For Spanish 2, Chloe Shao, Emma Elizabeth Tresser, Evie Jacqueline Villaverde, Sienna Lynn Jones, Richard Ferrari, and Christopher Kenneth Hunt. For Spanish 3, Mateo Nbusu. For Art, Christian Andrew Coulter, Kira Francesca Koza, Olivia Beatrice Neal, Nicole Diane Wellington, Ava Lee Sasaki, and Crystal Ann Sakel. For Physical Education, Abigail Tresser, Andrew Garrett Peachy, Emma Elizabeth Tresser, Jerson Aaron Perez, Grace Elizabeth Kearney, and Braden William Goyette. For Technical Education, Cara Grace Leandres, Elijah Joel Connect, Emily Barnhart, Jason Wang, Nicholas Cohn, and Aryan Sharma. For French 2, Annabelle Nicole Alvarez, Adeline Kellogg, Jerson Aaron Perez, and Aryan Sharma. For Band, Brady L. Ebner, Emily Barnhart, Jeremiah Richard Purdy, Sienna Lynn Jones, Braden William Goyette, and Lauren Cray McCarthy. For Music and Technology, Annabelle Nicole Alvarez, Isaiah J. Codwell, and Brady Bonacore. For Chorus, Ryan Michael Sukira, Georgia Francis Simmons, Ethan Funk, Richard Ferrari, Derek Todd Heffelfinger, and Mary Murphy Morrison. For Strings, Emma Rose Shepard, Jonas Black, Allison Larissa Benedetto, Alexis Shea Burnell, and Grace Elizabeth Kearney. And for health and guidance, Kyle Riccitelli, John Robert Tellep, Allegra Dianara Solomon, Olivia Beatrice Neal, Marilyn Denny Tahill, and Madison Diana Witkowski. At this time, we would like to recognize students who have completed community service. Students, as your name is called to be recognized, please remain standing until all students have been called. Ava Nicole Alves, Bailey Ann Bida, Emily Barnhart, Mary Kate Ann Boyle, Adam Cooper Briggs, Matthew Patrick Serrato, William Michael Serrato, Gavin Ralph Chase, Evelyn Illuminata Crawford, Ava Lay-Rin Cross, Elizabeth Nanell Kusa, Tilly Darby, Mayar El Talib, Eliana Estenser, Justin James Fanning, Madison Page Farrer, Braden William Goyette, Lainey Grumet, Derek Todd Heffelfinger, Grace Elizabeth Kearney, Adeline Kellogg, Molly Rose Kinahan, Braden Max Coons, Tyler R. Matthews, Jack Allen McHugh, Emma Agnes McIntyre, Ethan Julian Menendez, Mateo Nuwusu, Eliza Joyce Palmieri, Riktisha Patel, Charlotte Emily Pinto, Ria Rao Pushkar, Thomas Caesar Rock Rodriguez, Erin Joyce Marie Ronahan, Ava Lee Sasaki, Sanju Selvaraju, Georgia Francis Simmons, Ryan Michael Sokira, Amelia Marie Stevens, Jackson Ross Tom, Jokatore, Yash Raj Verma, Liam Whalen, and Abby Yeager. At this time, we would like to recognize students who have participated in unified sports. Students, as your name is called to be recognized, please remain standing until all students have been called. Jonah Abraham, Braden Max Coons, William Michael Serrato, Matthew Patrick Serrato. At this time, I would like to welcome Amy Alterman, who will now present the MEA Book Award.
The Monroe Education Association annually presents a book award that recognizes scholastic achievement. This award is in memory of 3 Monroe residents, Margaret Behrens, Bob Rush, and Deborah Reed, who throughout their lifetimes supported quality education in Monroe. The recipients of this award maintained high academic averages for the years spent at Jockey Hollow School. Teachers describe these students as ones who strive to put their best foot forward and reach the high standards and expectations they set for themselves. Their positive outlooks are recognized by staff and classmates alike, and their hard work throughout the past 3 years have not gone unnoticed. It is with great pleasure that the Monroe Education Association presents this award in memory of Margaret Behrens, Bob Rush, and Deborah Reed to Aryan Sharma and Emma Elizabeth Tresser. Next, I will present the Kathleen Kuhl Leadership Award. Kathleen Kuhl was an inspiring 8th grade math teacher who loved her job and loved creating challenging and engaging lessons. She was also a fearless leader and the heart and soul of the Monroe Education Association. She inspired everyone to be a strong, caring, and reliable leader, and was a knowledgeable and nurturing mentor to many, including myself. Each year, we present the Kathleen Kuhl Leadership Award in her honor to 2 students who exhibit a love and passion for math and have the best interest of others at heart. The first recipient of this award may not love math, but what he lacks in interest, he makes up for with perseverance, hard work, engagement, and an overall positive attitude. He is quick to add to classroom discussions, volunteer to show his work, and most importantly, he is always excited and willing to help others, similar to Kathy. I am proud to present this Kathleen Kuhl Leadership Award to Evan Barnett. Entering 8th grade as a new student a few weeks into the school year is a huge and scary adjustment. However, this student made the transition seem so natural and easy because of his confidence and warm personality. He is always one to share a hello, goodbye, and thank you, and always has his hand up to participate in class. It is because of these traits that he is a leader in his math class and amongst his peers. Students know that this student is reliable and trustworthy, 2 of the best attributes possessed by Kathy. I am humbled and honored to present this second Kathleen Kuhl Leadership Award to Kyle Riccitelli. Mrs. Mary Ballas will now present the Michael Sidora Memorial Awards.
The Michael Sidora Award is given each year to recipients who demonstrate tenacity, perseverance, along with high honors in science. This year, we are recognizing 2 students who exemplify these traits. The first student has a naturally inquisitive nature, which makes him an easy selection for this award. He regularly researches science facts and phenomena. He can always be depended on to know the extra science in class discussions. This award goes to Richard Ferrari. The second recipient I've had the pleasure of teaching over the past 2 years. This Renaissance student approaches every challenge with a calm demeanor and engineering mindset. The assistance and guidance he provides in class makes him a natural leader amongst his peers. His maturity drives him to persevere effortlessly. This award goes to Braden Callahan. I would like to introduce Mr. Douglas Del Vecchio to present the Douglas Del Vecchio Memorial Award.
Hello, Jockey Hollow class of 2022. The Douglas J. Del Vecchio Memorial Award is given in honor of my father to 2 students who exhibit passion, tenacity, and perseverance, resulting in high achievement in U.S. history classes. My dad was an 8th grade U.S. history teacher for 34 years at Chalk Hill and Jockey Hollow School from 1969 to 2003. Some of your parents and even grandparents in the crowd tonight had him as their U.S. history teacher. The first recipient is a student who perfectly embodies this award. Despite enduring significant challenges, this student has maintained a relentless passion for history and inquiry. This student frequently puts his best foot forward by asking insightful questions and making sure that his classmates are included in the learning process. These qualities even extend beyond Jockey Hollow's halls because this student's positivity can be even found on the soccer field when competing. It is my honor to present the Douglas J. Delvecchio Memorial Award to Braden Kuhns. The next recipient happens to be one of my personal young historians, as I call all of my students who enter my class. This person always came to school with a positive attitude and worked well with his peers in my class. This student showed their enthusiasm for the subject daily in class by consistently participating in class discussions and then staying after class to ask more in-depth questions with the desire to learn more. This young historian would also remain after school to improve their overall academic skills, resulting in continuous growth during their 8th grade experience. It is with great honor to present the Douglas J. Delvecchio Memorial Award to, which happens to be the biggest WWE fan I know, Ray Giovanni. The Robert Schiffer Memorial Award for demonstrating exceptional talent and commitment to the arts will be awarded by John Biazzi.
Good evening, everybody, and congratulations, guys. The Robert Schiffer Award annually honors the memory of Robert Schiffer. Mr. Schiffer was a consummate and dedicated teacher and colleague. His discipline area was art. His insights into his subject matter, and more importantly, his students, made him so. He brought to his Chalk Hill classroom and his middle schoolers the conviction of how the arts can make a difference, open doors, and give voice and direction to young minds and hearts. This year's honoree especially embodies these powerful ideas. She is her own person in all respects and is taking control of her life in a most wonderful and promising way. It is my great privilege to announce Joy Bray as the winner of the Robert Schiffer Award. And now I'd like to bring to the podium Laura Marr to present the Deborah Reed Memorial Award.
Good evening. The Debbie Reed Award honors the many fond memories of Debbie Reed. She personifies the beliefs and behaviors of Jockey Hollow's Lion's Pride. Debbie was dedicated, caring, positive, and had a way of making everyone feel special. As our school front office secretary, saying hello to Debbie usually marked the start of the day, and her hello in return just made the day that much better. The award acknowledges the student who most readily personifies these traits, capacities not assessed in standardized tests and classroom rubrics, but perhaps the most important ability of all. This year's award recognizes a student who so naturally improves all of our days just for being part of them. It is my very great pleasure to present the Debbie Reed Award to Georgia Simmons. And now I'd like to introduce Julia Strong, who will announce students who were previously recognized with the Western Connecticut Superintendent Award.
Good evening, everyone. Last month, the Western Connecticut Superintendents Association selected 2 students from each school in the region who exemplify the core values of scholarship, leadership, and community service. Jockey Hollow's honorees attended a gathering and have already received their plaques, but please stand so that we can recognize you tonight. Olivia Ninel Cusa and Christopher John Yuskus. And now Mr. Crowley will present our Outstanding Students Award.
The Outstanding Student is awarded to 2 8th graders who have shown leadership, academic prowess, and citizenship throughout their years at Jockey Hollow. Their contributions are recognized by staff and students alike. Our first recipient exemplifies all the tenets of Lion's Pride. A natural leader, his compassion towards his peers and dedication to his academic growth is astounding. This impressive young man serves as a den leader, helping our newest 6th graders navigate their way through the world of middle school. His teachers call him, quote, the most responsible student on my roster, always willing to help his classmates with a challenging task or aid his teachers in classroom setup. This spring, he wowed audiences in the sold-out run of High School Musical. Please join me in congratulating our first Outstanding Student Award winner, Brady L. Ebner. Our second recipient is another ideal member of our Jockey Hollow community. Her dedication to her academics, sports teams, and artistic pursuits displays how deeply she cares about the people and activities she is involved with. Her teachers are quick to say that she embodies selflessness because she is always willing to help anyone at any time. In fact, her generosity landed her in the local paper when she assisted those in need by generously donating to Project Warmth, an initiative to help provide heating to households in need. Please join me in congratulating our second Outstanding Student Award winner, Grace Kearney.
I'd like to welcome Mrs. Jacqueline Del Vecchio and Mrs. Susan Russell, who will now read the names of students as they receive their certificates. Assisting them will be Board of Education members Christine Casella and David Ferris. We ask you to please hold your applause until all students have received their certificates so that all names can be heard.
Jonah Abraham.
Carly Levantakos.
Jonathan Alberto Abreu Torrealba.
Jacob Lewis.
Carta Adrana.
Ethan Lynn.
Cole Affel.
Jace Cooper Lindwall Thomas.
Jalen Alex Africott.
DJ Lynch.
Juliet Rose Aiken.
Jayla Kira Lynch.
Cameron Elizabeth Alexander.
Jasmine Kyra Lynch.
Samantha Lopez Almeida.
Anna Clara Messina.
Annabelle Nicole Alvarez.
Ronald Richard Magus.
Ava Nicole Alves.
Emma Maldonado.
Shamira Andrews.
Anastasia Veronica Maleka.
Kavya Anil.
Lorenzo Fiore Matthews Dixon.
Melissa Apollonio.
Tyler R. Matthews.
Nathan Sean Archer.
Lauren Cray McCarthy.
Alexander James Arcos.
Ella Elizabeth McKee.
Abby August.
Jack Allen McHugh.
Angelina Albina Eyre.
Emma Agnes McIntyre.
Bailey Ann Baida.
Michael Maya.
Jaden L. Baptiste.
Elena Mackenzie Meechan.
Evan Joseph Barnett.
Michaela Ashley Meany.
Emily Barnhart.
Eva Jocelyn Mendez.
Benjamin Barrett.
Ethan Julian Menenas.
William Barrett.
Elif Mert.
Jimmy Bender.
Mia Michelin.
Allison Larissa Benedetto.
Callista Matrakis.
Dylan Joseph Benway.
Ryan Michael Montague.
Kyle David Benway.
Natalie Ann Montanaro.
Paige Riley Benway.
Jose Montes Santarelli.
Natalie A. Bentecourt.
Matthew Moran.
Jonas Black.
Mary Murphy Morrison.
Liliana Borges.
Vanessa Munoz Contreras.
Mary Kate Ann Boyle.
Olivia Beatrice Neal.
Gustavo Menezes Braga.
Laura Catherine Neglia.
Ryan Brandino.
Tyler Anthony Newsom.
Joy Allison Bray.
Carson Dean Nowak.
Emma Grace Briganti.
Mateo Inwusu.
Adam Cooper Briggs.
Aiden O'Driscoll.
Mia Brown.
Ava Mary O'Leary.
Alexis Shea Brunell.
Sinead Margaret O'Leary.
Brady Duncan Bonacor.
Devin Leah Odell.
Christopher Butler.
Gina Orlando.
Robert Benjamin Butler.
John Robert Pachera.
Isaiah J. Caldwell.
Eliza Joyce Palmieri.
Braden Cole Callahan.
Ratiksha Patel.
Aiden Camarano.
Mateo Lee Pereira.
Christopher A. Casella.
Jerson Aaron Perez.
Alex Catherine Chiquino.
Lillian Elizabeth Persico.
Daniel Anthony Cedrone.
Ryan Nguyen Pham.
Now assisting in the presentation of certificates are Board of Ed members Jeff Falcino and Dennis Condon. Matthew Patrick Serrato.
Andrew Garrett Peachy.
William Michael Serrato.
Charlotte Emily Pinto.
Gavin Ralph Chase.
Madison Elizabeth Pippa.
Olivia Renee Cianella.
Emily Poole.
Nicholas Cohn.
Ria Rao Pusker.
Jackson Thomas Conley.
Jeremiah Richard Purdy.
Victoria Constantini.
Colin Ramsey.
Austin Tyler Kudo.
Jadami Philip Reed.
Kira Francesca Koza.
Haley Lee Reese.
Evelyn Illuminata Crawford.
Kyle Riccitelli.
Ava Lovren Cross.
Sebastian Isid Remack.
Brendan Crow.
Karen Mariana Rios.
Josh Lucas Cirillo Rodas.
Miriam Catherine Rios.
Stephen James Curtin.
Cristiano Alex Rivera.
Olivia Ninel Kusa.
Aiden J. Rodas.
Mason James Cusano.
Nicholas J. A. Rodriguez.
Brandon D'Angelo.
Rosa Maria Rodriguez.
Owen Dalton.
Thomas Caesar Rock Rodriguez.
Michael J. Daly.
Aaron Joyce Marie Ronahan.
Tilly Darby.
Allison E. Rosa.
Anthony DeFreitas.
Alethea Eden Rowley.
Mitch DiBernardo.
Monica Rappi.
Justin Anthony DeMarco.
Dylan Michael Russo.
Cash Dewey.
Crystal Ann Sakel.
Aiden Diaz.
Giselle Videra Gomes Sales.
Jonathan Joseph Diker.
Allegra Dayanara Solomon.
Robert George Dunbar.
Michaela Joan Celestri.
Sky Marie Iannotti.
Mariah Marie Sanchez.
Brady L. Ebner.
Mansi Sanapanavar.
Aiden Clayton El Sagradi.
Peyton Julia Santos.
Mayar Al Taib.
Jada Lynn Marie Sarantos.
Grace Claire Ely.
Ava Lee Sasaki.
Christopher Joseph Esposito.
Corey Alexander Schulke.
Eliana Essenter.
Bob Scott.
Zoe Elizabeth Estevez.
Sanju Selvaraju.
Sophia M. Fabrizio.
Adriana Grace Sforza.
Justin James Fanning.
Chloe Shao.
Madison Page Farrer.
Ariane Sharma.
Richard Ferrari.
Emma Rose Shepard.
Ethan Funk.
Grace Lillian Shepard.
Gabby Forbes.
Denson Joseph Sidney.
Gracie Foy.
Logan Brian Simmons.
Addison Lillian Frost.
Georgia Francis Simmons.
Connor Jeffrey Fulcino.
David William Skripik.
Chase Gakos.
Elise Victoria Smith.
Ryan John Gone.
Shane Scott Smith.
Sejan Marcus Gavin.
Siobhan Francis Smith.
Matthew Geisel.
Tyler Alexander Smith.
Now assisting in the presentation of certificates are Board of Ed members Jerry Stevens and Alan Baglavello. Sebastian K. Jellin.
Catherine Georgie Smolka.
Tracy K. Jellin.
Ryan Michael Sakira.
Jack Gellinella.
Riley James Southard.
Raymond Theodore Giovanni Jr.
Rahul Srinivasan.
Sebastian Stephen Joka.
Cosmas Stampolidis.
Dylan DeSantos Gomes.
Amelia Marie Stevens.
Braden William Goyette.
Mackenzie Rose Stepkowski.
Abigail Nicole Graham.
Sebastian Nathaniel Supple.
Lainey Grumet.
Jonathan A. Texera.
Braden Michael Guerra.
Ricardo Cristiano Texera.
David Soares Miranda Guamarez.
John Robert Tellep.
Brian Michael Hall Jr.
Marilyn Denny Fato.
Derek Todd Heffelfinger.
Jackson Ross Tom.
Alexa Rosemary Height.
Damian Tomaszewski.
Christopher Kenneth Hunt.
Holly Angeles Torgan.
Mateo Samuel Iacono.
Joka Torre.
Julia Natalia Jankowski.
Abigail Tresser.
Carolina Jaworska.
Emma Elizabeth Tresser.
Claudia Jaworska.
Wilfredo Joaquin Uquilis.
Sienna Lynn Jones.
Abigail Teresa Erkowicz.
Grace Elizabeth Kearney.
Caden Valenzuela.
Austin Michael Keegan.
Katerina Josephine Vargochik.
Adeline Kellogg.
Robert Alexander Vasquez.
Brianna Kelly.
Yash Raj Verma.
Ethan Kelly.
Amelie Abril Victoria Gonzalez.
Molly Rose Kinahan.
Jake Brennan Viglione.
Anthony John King.
Evie Jacqueline Villaverde.
Jacob David Kirkland.
Hansel Vu.
Christian Andrew Cloder.
Shane Zeal Wade.
Elijah Joel Connect.
Jack D. Walser.
Luke Thomas Condub.
Jason Wang.
Kaylin Jessica Kreiner.
Juliet Angelina Weber.
Braden Max Coons.
Nicole Diane Wellington.
Riley Kyle.
Liam Whalen.
Maddox LaFountain.
Ella Sienna Wilson.
Neha Laka.
Madison Diana Witkowski.
Seraphine Sedona Lambert.
Abby Yeager.
Jake William Latansky.
Lily Marie Yarrington.
John Paul Lavaredas.
Christopher John Yuskus.
Kara Grace Leandris.
Carmen Zhao. Jackson Peter Zylik. Congratulations to the Jockey Hollow graduating class of 2022.